Did it really not? It does that every time, I swear to God. All right, I'm going to go to our page. I'm sure we're live, but I want to go to our page. Oh, I got to post on Instagram too, so I can get
Oh yeah, I'm
people in
gonna do
here. Oh shit! Copy link. Copy. Here we go. Posting on Instagram. Okay. Damn it. Should have done this before, but whatever. That's how we do things.
this is the speed at which this guy was googling shit.
Oh my god. I don't even remember where I saw that if I'm being I think it was like TikTok. TikTok's got everything. TikTok is TikTok is my version of the news.
Yeah, honestly,
I trust
it's
TikTok
the
more
best.
than I trust Fox. Fuck yeah.
I mean, no cap, because it's real.
I heard something really cool about TikTok versus Instagram is that TikTok is different, and how it's different is it's different because it's the only algorithm that shows your content to non-followers first,
Uh-huh.
and then um, based on how
Oh,
it responds, they'll show it to more people. Whereas Instagram, it will show your content to your followers first, and then if your followers engage with it, then it'll push it out organically. So
interesting.
to put it more simply, TikTok is the only thing where the algorithm seeks you out and not you trying to catch the algorithm. And that's why it's so successful and so different. Like if you just scroll through TikTok, you're like, this is for me. It really is for you. Whereas like the For You page of Instagram is like, oh, you searched for hats once, so we know you like hats.
Right.
Whereas like TikTok's like, hey, by the way, we know that you're ADD, you live in Texas, and you like music. I'm like, how the fuck? How did you know? I mean, I know how they know, but it's still like it's mind-boggling how good of the algorithm it is. So I lean into it, you know.
My bad. I'm just posting something real quick
How dare you be on socials
as you're talking about socials.
at a time like this? Look at those sexy people. Yeah, that's nice. All right. Anyway, and then it goes to Twitch as well. I haven't even checked our Twitch in a minute.
I know.
I don't
I feel
even.
like YouTube is the better way to go. Honestly.
It is. How do you feel about Twitter in terms of for promotion for music?
I'm definitely okay. I'll put it like this. It worked wonders for me when I was more involved with the NFT community because then everybody who like I was talking to in various communities of different projects was like, "Oh, Cloudy does this. Okay, great." But now that I'm not as involved in that world and don't check in as much,
Mm-hmm.
when I post music on there or really post anything on Twitter, I get no type of interaction. Only times I get interaction now on Twitter is when I like am majorly involved with one community that I have been involved with for a while, which in this case would be like Mutant Sheba Club or Steady Stack. But aside from those
You're with
two,
Steady Stack?
yeah,
Hell yeah. I don't know anything about it, but I know that the Steady Stack Legends, is that this weekend or it already minted or something like that?
I didn't even.
You're just involved
Uh,
musically?
I'm involved in that I got on the whitelist and I minted one when I could have minted two and I regretted it, but I still have one and that's all. That's as far as I go. I talked to some of the people in there as far as like potential clients or business. I tried to do music with them. They were like, no, fuck you. We do investing. I was like, all right, cool.
I mean, that's
Uh,
fair.
that's that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so the only reason I consider it is because I did a DJ stream like 2 days ago, and it got, I think last time I checked, it was like at 60 views.
Mm.
Whether or not that's like long-term views or not, but I did get 2 or 3 people, and again, this is kind of related to like what you said, because it's people from communities that I'm a part of that are like reaching out
Yeah.
and being like, hey, I saw your thing. I'm just trying to think of, because if we're on Twitch and getting 1 to 2 views versus maybe Twitter where we could get like 5 to 10, it might be worth. And what we could do is we could build our social media account, like our Twitter, and follow and engage with similar artists and fans instead of the Web3 community. Because I think that because of what you're saying, and I agree with you, that when you engage with the NFT community and engage with NFT Twitter, Twitter's like, okay, you're into NFTs, so I'm going to push your stuff to NFT people. And when
Right,
NFT
right,
people
right.
don't see like NFT stuff or Web3, they're like, meh, they tune it out, which is understandable. But if you go the opposite route and say, well, now I'm going to talk to only people that engage with people that are rappers, producers, artists of all
Right, right,
kinds.
right, right.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be the better. Okay, Let me rephrase where I started. I'm not opposed to using Twitter at all. I was just kind of explaining where my current standing with Twitter is because I never used it prior to
Same.
November of 21
Yep.
when I was like the NFTs crypto cool, let's go. So it was that's why the entire app for me is that. But I'm not opposed to adding to that or to switching that up at all.
Well, because you get 2 accounts with Restream, and like I said, it makes
Right.
sense to just switch from Twitch, because I don't think that Twitch is as popular of a platform for that kind of thing. I think Twitch is more of like a gaming platform.
What I've noticed, Twitch can be like there's two sides of Twitch from what I understand. There's one side that's like you're saying, like gaming and um, various types of gaming, but like you're streaming you reacting to something or you playing something. It's like you and the screen.
Yep.
And then there's one side of Twitch, which is kind of what we're doing. And then there's one side of Twitch, which is like just the person on camera, and they're like doing something like Aiden Ross, for example. You know who that is?
No, I should though. It sounds super familiar.
Okay, basically like he's this generation's um you know who Kai Cenat is? You ever heard of him?
Again, super familiar. Not sure. I'm just gonna look it up. Aiden Ross.
Aiden Ross, Kai Cenat,
Ah,
Speed,
yes. Okay. I just had to see the
right?
face. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
know what you're talking
Well,
about.
they're the other side of Twitch where they don't react, they don't play games, they don't do
Oh, the
that. They
dude
just
that just hit the #1 on Twitch. That guy.
that's Kai. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. I know exactly. That's why I was like, I fucking know their names, but I can't put a face. But I see it now. That's yes.
So that's kind of I kind of see what we're doing is a mix between the two because we are of the environment of the second group, showing off something that looks like the first group. Like it's two guys with a screen, but we're not gaming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's more like the Aiden Rosses of the world are the guys hanging out with like Tory Lanes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The gamers don't really do shit like that, but they might make a lot of money, but they're not in that realm. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so I say all that. I'm not making a case for Twitch. Honestly, I don't particularly like
I
it,
was gonna say it doesn't
but that's
sound like it.
that's the advantage of Twitch in that there's groups of people you can market to. But I think Twitter is even more honed in that respect. So might as well.
So okay, so we'll try it out. I'm looking at this right now. I can't. This dude was born in Boca Raton, where I went to school and met my wife.
We're both Aiden Ross.
Yeah,
That's
which makes
crazy.
sense. You know who else is from Boca Raton? Ariana
Who?
Grande.
Really?
Yes. Like she went to like school around where I was at, and like it was around the same time I was there. It wasn't at the same time, and I didn't ever see her, but like it blew my mind when I was like, wait a second, this random girl just was like, I'm gonna blow up and like become the next best thing from Boca. I noticed that there's a lot of talent that comes from 3 places. It's either L.A., Houston, Texas, or
Mm,
Florida, like South Florida, like Miami, Fort
mm,
Lauderdale, that, but like that whole area. As like, and I don't know if that's because those are the places of music that I listen to, and that's why I feel that way. That every time I look at somebody that's a influencer of any kind or an artist, I always end up being like, oh my god, they're from Florida, no way, or of course they're from Florida, or of course they're from.
right, all right. What I've noticed though, especially in the influencer crowd, a lot of them aren't from these places, but they come to these places
Oh yeah, I mean the
because
influencer
you know,
houses are huge where you're at.
yeah,
Like,
like, bro.
have you seen
Okay,
them?
let me. Are we live, by the way?
We are, yeah, we're live, we're good to go.
Okay,
We've been
cool.
chilling.
All right, but I've seen them. I've been in them. Look, um, there was a summer, right? Summer of 21,
Okay, I'm ready.
where there was nothing else you were gonna. There, nobody in LA was anywhere else but the influencer house. Now, let me explain. Um, there was a certain scene that was for. Let me put it that way. So, in the summer of 21, I'm 17,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, anyone that is not really shit with their lives but wants to feel like it, which is the majority,
Yeah, everybody.
especially in Los Angeles, between the ages of 15 and if you're weird, 30, was there.
Yeah.
And again, I wouldn't I hadn't I was a kid. I mean, I was just kind of making my way, figuring out what I was doing. So I didn't have shit going on. So I was where everybody else was. That's where everybody was. It was fucking the Bryce Hall era, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was the king of LA at one point. It was just like it was Bryce Hall, fucking Tana Mojo, um,
Oh yeah.
like David Dobrik and them, like all of these people just congregating in these big ass mansions in the hills that you can't park at, and everybody gets their car towed at. But it was, I honestly hated that, bro. Like it made me, gave me a lot of interesting lessons. But I think number one was if you're going somewhere and you are not able to walk through the door and smile at the person who's at the front, you shouldn't go in that place.
That would have kept me out of a lot of places that I probably shouldn't have been.
And I'm glad I learned that message early because I was at so many places. I was never the person who went, but I've been like this. I learned a couple things, and this is how this happened. So there was this one house in particular. This rapper named Smiles,
Okay.
um, and you couldn't get into his house unless you were somebody, you knew one of the somebodies, or you had a lot of girls with you. Those were the three options, right?
Yeah, that checks out.
So me being a forward thinker, I chose option three because I said fuck them. Um,
I'm an entrepreneur,
so
damn
so
it. I'm bringing my own.
so I figured out my way in, um, and I realized that because I did that a couple times, and I was like, okay, cool. I made friends with the people in the place, and then I would try to go back, and it was never successful. I tried one or two times to go back just on like not my own with some friends, whatever, because you're at the front. You're dealing with like a security person with a person who if they don't really know you at the front, it's already an issue.
Yeah, you're gonna need a pass, and you're gonna need someone to
Right, you're
vouch
gonna
for
need, and
you.
then you need to like call somebody inside.
Yep.
Once you pull the phone out, you fucked up. Because here's why: the person inside is not gonna pick up the phone. First of all,
No, they're inside.
right. Second of all, if they come out and they don't remember you because
Oh.
you only brought the hose, they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this?" Then you and all your homies and all everybody else, it's all fucked up, and you ain't got nowhere to go. So my thing became, if I'm not the one with the invite or going with the person with an invite, I'm not going. You had like I either know the person throwing this thing or am with the person who was invited by the person throwing this thing. If that is not the case, I'm not going to said thing. And in general, I don't want to go to said thing, period, because it's usually a waste of fucking time. And everybody like
Mm-hmm.
the other general thing that's still the case, which doesn't surprise me, but just annoys me, is that people are so horny. Like,
Yep. Dude, it's a plague. I mean, I don't even it's oh no, it's was it an epidemic? That's what it is. It's an epidemic.
but I feel like it's never like it's what is it, just a constant epidemic? It's been the epidemic since the start of time. Like,
Well, I mean,
it's
all we're put on this earth to do biologically is just procreate. So yeah, I mean
you're right.
that makes
Let me
sense. But like, I feel like it's become less. There's a lot less filtration going on. Like, I don't think that people are hiding it anymore. Like, people are not like I'm classy. Like, no, you trying to fuck or what? Like, it's
yeah.
well, I mean,
This is
what's your
another
take on it though?
Okay, all right, great. Let's talk about it. Um Side note, I recently not quite for the same reason, but me and my girlfriend became just friends.
Ooh,
And
okay.
I'm perfectly okay with that. But I bring that up because I noticed that we both have growing to do and we're both aware of that and okay with that. But she doesn't understand that she I don't think she understands the level of growth that she has to do. And
It's hard.
I break it down to her and she gets it, and then when we separate, she kind of like convinces herself that no, she's like better than she is, you know?
Makes
Um
sense for all
like
people.
she was at the crib last night, right? And she leaves and she left me this whole message this morning because I just like left to go get some money and I came back and I had this whole like message on my table talking about like you should get closer with God because he'll help you understand that morals are more important than hurting people. And um I gave her this analogy before, like the best, like if there's all the fish in the sea, like the best women are the lobster, then everybody else is like cod. So she was like, you'll see that the lobsters are better than the cod, or what, like some bullshit like that. She left me
Yeah.
this long ass, right?
Okay.
And so it made me laugh, and I'll tell you why. There's a couple of reasons. One, um, I'm the one who taught her everything she wrote on that paper. Two, um, my first impression of her was lobster, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but not in necessarily the looks, but more in personality,
Yeah.
right? Which it what matters really, and getting to know her more and more and more and more, I understood that that was a facade, and although she has the potential to be there, she's kind of skipped over the growth period. She's like
Oh
she's
man.
present she's just presenting this image of this lobster that is not a real representation of what she is, and it's like when somebody constantly talks about the right shit, but because they don't do it or believe it. You know
Damn.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I peeped that, and I explained that to her, and explained like, and we had a whole talk about da da da. Like, I know what the truth is and who I am, and my battle is growing that. And I think your battle, because you kind of already know what's right, is understanding who you are, so you can apply that. And da, 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 da. Like we had this whole breakdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this relates to your question because I think a lot of people, to varying degrees, are doing what she's doing, and all but what she's doing is like the highest level of it. In that she is very I don't want to put her business out there. She is like she's very innocent as a
Yeah.
person, right? So it's not like it's not like a slut coming out and saying like, no, I'm classy. Like she is genuinely classy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't she doesn't have the substance to back it up,
Gotcha.
you know.
Yeah.
um and like I heard Yachty say some shit one time, just a random bar, Lil Yachty, right?
He's a
And he
genius.
goes, yeah, right. And he said, I kick it with a thought if she realer than a classy one.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. I think that that spells out kind of exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that is my answer to your original question. In that, if you know who you are and you're working on yourself, I respect that more than pretending to be your best self.
Well, yeah, you want someone. So I've found that the older I get, you want someone that you can grow with, not somebody that, like, someone that you can change over time with and still be together. Because my wife and I are not the same people that we were when we met, but we still,
Yeah.
like, built each other up the same way. And I think that that's where you have to find somebody that you can be with, that allows you to be yourself, but that you like spending time with, and that can be themselves. Because I get what you're saying. It's hard to be with somebody that's just like, no, I'm good. I like, we've talked about it. It's like, okay, like, you understand, but it's almost like you are, like you said, avoiding the work. And I have a handful of friends that are 10 years older than me that are still just trying to make it work. But the reason is because they've pushed off the work. They didn't put in the
Right.
work, and they just were like, no, I made it. And I'm like, no, you're painting a picture that you made it. You're renting the car, not literally, but like that, you're renting the car. You're taking the pictures for social media. But like, if you don't have your own, like, place to call your own, if you're like living in someone else's home, if you don't own your car and it's not yours, and
Right.
like these kind of things, like, and I'm not saying that, like, working towards that is not good, but my point is if you think you've reached it, you're not going to work for it. And I think we kind of talked about this last time, is that, like, if you are always like, yeah, I did this, or like, you think at the highest level and you're not actually doing the action to back it up, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's just, it's empty. It's really like, you're only fooling yourself. And I feel bad for people like that, because it's like, I don't care on social media whether you post the coolest picture or not. And you'll find that most people don't either. And the people that do
Because
care, yeah, go ahead.
like you're basically gonna you're not taking words out of my mouth, but hitting the same point. It's like when you really begin to apply what you know is right from the textbook, you understand how hard it is to do it.
Damn,
So you
yeah.
don't so you don't fucking expect every single person in the world to be textbook.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
then
see,
you're
you
like,
give people
oh,
grace. Yeah.
it's difficult. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what really pisses me off is like when people were about what she was doing was like she holds everybody to standards that she has, but she only has those standards because she hasn't been in the world.
Damn. Oh, that is such a valuable lesson. And you can't teach that to someone. They have to learn it on their own. And it's
But I don't. It's almost fucked up because it's like I don't want her to have to be damaged to like
oh,
run.
but you got to, man. You, like, everybody's
Yeah,
got to get hurt sometime. And it's, you really, it's not if, it's when and how bad. Kind of like riding
yeah,
a motorcycle. Like, you're just gonna fall. It's just, how bad is it gonna be, and how well did you prepare for that? And I think that the best thing you can do for people that you want to protect in this situation, or similar, friends, partners, whatever, is to let them be themselves, and just, like, encourage the good behavior, and then that's it. Like, that's really all you can do. Because I've struggled with all types of relationships where I wanted more for that person than they wanted for themselves, and it caused
yeah,
resentment, where I'm just like, oh, you have
yeah,
potential if you just, like, shut up and did what you said you were going to do, or if you just, like, gave it a little bit more effort and consistency in like what you're in, like, put in the work, like you're saying, then you would really be in a better position. But not only that, I like where you're going with the perspective of, when you go through the work, it allows you to give people grace in like, not being perfect, like working on themselves. Like, I think a good
right,
analogy for that would be, who are you more likely to help with car trouble? The person who's sitting on the side of the road with a flat tire, just like pointing at, holding out a sign like this says, please help? Or the person that's literally struggling to get the tire off and just, like, doing everything they can to get this done? Like, you're going to help the person that's already helping themselves. You're not going to help the
right.
person that just is just like, help me, please. It's like, well, are you gonna help yourself? Because I don't think you really want it that bad. I just made two
There
different
you go.
points, but yeah, but I think that it's important to do the work because A, that it gives you a good perspective of others and how to let others work on themselves without
Yeah.
letting it impact your standards. Because it's if if you hold people to your standards, you're almost always going to be let down because they're not gonna match them. Because guess what, you most people, I don't want to say you or me, but like most people don't meet their own expectations, and it's like this like weird dichotomy where it's like, oh, I expect you to be here, and it's like, wait a minute, are you doing that consistently? Because I'm not about to ask you to do something that I can't do consistently. Like if I'm gonna say like go take out the trash and I don't take out the
Right.
trash, I'm gonna be like, well, what? Shut up.
But here's the thing though, like I think that's the point where you have to know a person, right? Like
What do you mean?
I would ask you to take out the trash if I knew that you knew the way to the bin, but I didn't.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I feel you know what I'm saying? Like if we were both just chilling and I like and it was maybe like maybe we both paid a rent, right? But we just moved in and you're the only one who's taking out trash so far and I'm like working, we're both working on some. I would be like, hey, can you get the trash? Because then it's like
Oh
more time.
man, yeah, okay,
You get me? It's like
yeah.
more time for me to go learn than for you to do that. And then like when I have a little more time, I'll figure it out. But right now, just like boom, 10 seconds, go. Right?
Oh, dude, that's see, all these things are just like to me, and I can only speak from my perspective because it's the only one I've lived, but these are all just life lessons that you just like learn from beating your head against a wall. I just like because you get into altercations over this stuff with people, partners especially, but it can happen with friends too. It's just like
Yeah.
there's not a willingness to give without getting. It's almost very like transactional in a way.
Mhm.
It's like going out to eat with somebody and they're like, so how much are you gonna send me on Venmo?
Mhm.
It's like, well, what? Hold on. We're we live together.
Right, 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 right. I feel that, bro. I
Yeah,
feel
I
that.
don't know. I feel for people that aren't able to find at least some sort of relationship, whether it's a friendship or a partnership in any kind, that allows you to have support but also allows you to be yourself. Because like I don't think it's like speaking from a married perspective, like I don't think it's healthy to spend every waking moment together. I also don't think it's
Agreed.
healthy to never see each other either. That's kind of the opposite, but I think that it's all about finding a balance that works for you and not trying to hold yourself to some societal standard, because I think that's
Mm.
another issue that people run into when they try to like form a bond is just like, oh, well, society says, well, fuck society, man. It's made by white people that don't know what's going on from the 60s. So I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to form my own thoughts and ideas and
I'm with you, bro.
norm.
I'm with you.
Like, I mean,
And like
yeah.
sometimes it just a lot of things bother me. But it like
You know what really grinds my gears? Oh, I heard a really funny saying. I have to say this before I
yeah,
forget. You ever, I don't know, you might have heard this before, but you know what really jams my Glock? Oh, I heard that yesterday and I was like, damn. He's like, I don't like when people do this. That really jams my Glock. And I'm like, that
yeah.
is some hood shit, but I love it. I love that.
Yo, that's funny, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's a struggle. I just think that if we all were a little bit more accepting of people, and I don't mean like I mean on the most basic level, like just let people live and let live to a degree. Like obviously if people are like cutting you off in traffic, like I got to figure that out and sort you out. But no, I'm kidding. See, that's a good example too. If someone cuts me off in traffic, you have a decision to make. Are you gonna try and get aggressive with them, or are you gonna let them be? And I'm telling you, from driving in Miami for 4 years, just let them be, man. Just let them be. They'll be out of your hair in no time. But I swear to you, if you
Well,
chase them
people get
down,
shot over honking.
huh?
And people will get out the car and fight over honking in Los Angeles.
Honking.
Bro, like you like unless it's like a beep beep move type situation. If it's like a bro, like be careful where you do
Those
that
are
at.
fighting words.
Yes,
Oh
if
my
you're like
god. See,
yes,
I feel like that's an indication of more. than just like bad road rage. Like that's people that are pushed to the edge and they're just like on one thread. They're on like the thinnest of ice, just ready to fucking go off. And then someone's like, fuck you. And they're like, fuck me, fuck you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh
That's the
God.
definition of like a crash dummy, bro. Like you just on the road just to crash.
Yeah, for
You know.
real, man. So speaking of crashes, another scientific fun fact is that most time crashes are they seem like accidents,
Hmm.
but a majority of the time there's something psychologically that impacts the crash. So most people that are in accidents were either recently in a fight, recently let go from a job, they were like some sort of emotional stress had happened in the last 24 hours that had caused them to make the mistake that they made that caused the accident to actually happen. Um, so like obviously there's accidents, but like someone's at fault if it, unless it's the roadways like being wet. But even then, it's like you were driving too fast. But point being, it's like it's interesting to think about that. Like I don't know if you've ever been in any accidents that were like that you were the driver, but I have, and I
Yeah.
can tell you that there were multiple times where I was like not like consciously I was good, but I could tell you like subconsciously, like mentally, I was like shaken up. So, and like when I heard that, I was like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Cause I feel like when you're like, I don't know, I feel like when you're happy, life's going good, like that usually doesn't come into,
Last.
yeah, it's usually just like, anyway, I'm going off on a different tangent, but I always think that it's interesting how much of it's kind of like this. If you're going skiing and all you're thinking about is avoiding that tree, guess what? You're gonna hit that tree because it's like
Right.
where your focus goes, your energy flows, kind of thing. So I think that kind of rolling back to what we were just talking about, I think that if you're not putting energy into what you're talking about, then you're kind of just spinning your wheels and you're not like contributing to yourself or others. But if you can like focus that energy on something productive instead of like talking about other like being dramatic or like starting problems or focusing on what other people are doing wrong, it's like I can sit here and talk about what bothers me, but I also off of this conversation I'm working like nonstop, so I don't
Right.
have like I'm doing it so I can sit here and be like it frustrates me when XYZ. But again, I understand that I'm not perfect, and anybody that's like, yeah, you do it, I'm like, no, I did it. It's hard. That's why I understand it's difficult. Like
Yeah, exactly, bro.
buying your own food and
Sorry,
groceries. Yeah.
not to interrupt you. Am I frozen on your end?
Are you? Oh, you are now. Let me refresh. Hold on. How do I is there a refresh
I'm
button?
frozen on my end, but it won't like nothing's
Oh,
moving.
like you're frozen on your end.
Yeah, I think my OBS is frozen.
Okay. Well, close out OBS and we can still hear you. It's okay. I'm gonna work on this track a little bit. I'm gonna play it real quick. But yeah, man, it's I to kind of like put a top or a bottom or a lid on it, so to speak. I think that this is why it's important to just be nice to people, and like you don't know what people are going through, and it's frustrating when we see people that have potential that aren't living up to it, but it's also kind of like we have to meet them with where they're at because that's what we want to go through, because that's what I want. Yeah, let's do this. I like this. I just want it to be different. Hmm. Hmm. I'll bring that in later. I hear you.
Uh-oh. Okay, we back?
Not video. Um,
Here we go.
do you resend it or no? Or you got it?
I'm resending it right now.
Okay. Let's do another hat. Dude, it smells like fresh cut grass. What the fuck? I'd be smelling some weird stuff sometimes.
A cool sentence.
You said it's a cool scent? What did you say?
I said that's a cool sentence. I be smelling some weird stuff sometimes.
It's a good intro for a track.
Right.
I still need a.
Let me know if that one works.
Yeah, I'm still. My brain is trying to do two things at once, which is impossible. So it freezes. All right, that should work. All right, that's weird. It's showing share your camera and share your screen still. The other option is to have you share your screen on Discord and I just use that.
Let me do that.
Yeah, okay. Let me move Discord.
Yeah.
So move this up. Okay. There. And then
Is that good, or do you want me to do this another way?
I don't see you, but that. Did
Oh,
you?
I'm on the Discord cam. Is that not what you meant?
No, it is. I just don't. I don't know why I don't see you. Hold on. Is it? It's probably because I'm not in the call. Hold on. Let me go to the call.
Oh.
I am in the call. What the fuck? I'm so confused. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's loading. I had to click something. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see how I can do this. So put that there. And then, yeah, okay, I can. I wonder if I full screen it. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, we can do this like this for the time being. This will probably work a lot better because it'll make it lag less on my end.
Okay. So then, in that case, okay, that should work, I think.
Yeah, I'll go on the stream and check.
It's still showing. Oh, I gotta pick a new screen, but I think that you're right. If I can get this, where's Discord again? Discord. Damn it. Mm-mm. So popping it out didn't work. I popped out the video and
Oh,
that
I
did
see.
not work. So return to app, and then okay, cool. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna just focus in on that.
Okay,
Working on the fly here. We're good. Okay, got it.
I got you.
And then option.
Is there a way to full screen it?
I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. Give me 2 seconds to
There
try,
you go.
and then
What you're doing is working.
yeah, I figured it would. I'm usually pretty good at this. Ta-da! Well, no, not quite. We're getting there.
Uh,
Just gotta make.
there you go.
I'm trying to get it to where we're both the same size ish.
Yeah, and then bring it in from the.
There.
You gotta shrink me a bit.
Yeah. There we go. I'm pretty sure I'm damn close.
And drag it down to yeah.
Well, there's like a 3 second delay, so that's why.
Nice.
Yay! That's much better, and it looks so much cleaner. Oh my god. Okay, good. We're gonna have to do this from
Yeah.
now on. This is dope. All right, I gotta stop drinking this caffeine. It's almost too late for this shit.
Is that one of those Sour Patch drinks?
Mm-mm. Where am I going? It's Mountain Dew Energy,
Energy. Oh, good God. Okay.
but everybody I show it to is like, holy shit, it's Mountain Dew, but there's no sugar in it. That's not fruit juice. So
Okay.
it's only 20 calories for people who are calorie conscious, and there's no added sugar, and there's only 4 grams of sugar total, and that's from juice.
That's impressive for Mountain Dew.
That's what I'm saying. So this is what the back says. It says caffeine equal to 2 cups of coffee because it's 180 milligrams because it slaps, and
Right.
5% juice, 0 grams added sugar. It's got zinc, vitamins A and C, and antioxidants. I drink one of these sometimes, two of these a day.
Jesus.
I just love
I
caffeine,
feel you
man.
though.
I just
I feel you though.
it's
Are you caffeine? Are you addicted?
No, because I can go. So
No.
when I know I'm not, and I think that's a good question because I don't think a lot of people think about that. But I can literally go days without it, and I don't get headaches. I
Mhm.
don't get irritable. Like, yeah, I'd say, yeah, I can pretty much. I can pretty much say with confidence that I'm not addicted to anything. I might get a little bit irritable without some things, but
Yeah.
like in terms of the addiction, no, I'm good. Like I when I go on trips, I'll refrain from either like drinking or smoking or whatever it is, like
Mm.
caffeine too, because sometimes like I'm really particular with my energy drinks. So if there isn't a Mountain Dew energy drink or a sugar-free energy drink that I like, I won't drink
Yeah.
energy. I just won't.
Fair enough.
So
Do
and
you as I'm yawning, talking about caffeine. Um, do you still smoke weed?
yeah, all the time, every day.
Okay. So do you feel like does it not matter? Does it contradict, or do you just kind of like time it out? Okay, I'm drinking my caffeine now. I smoke here. I
Oh
smoke
no.
there.
So because I'm ADD and my brain works my brain works a little bit differently in the sense of that my motivation is caused by dopamine. Everyone's motivation is caused by dopamine. I think that's a something that a lot of people aren't aware of is that dopamine is less of a happy chemical and more of a motivation chemical.
Sure.
It's used to motivate you to. It's a reward. It's used to motivate you to do the same thing again. That's why we get addicted to substances because it hits our dopamine. But I use it.
Yeah.
I use caffeine. I use Adderall, and I use cannabis as dopamine hits. So I'll wake up in the morning or whatever. I'll have a healthy breakfast, like a smoothie and all this stuff, and then I'll crack my energy drink. But then I'll just like sip it slow, and then
Mm.
like halfway through the morning I'll smoke a little bit, but I'm not like having a session. I think that that's the key is like not sitting there and like just ripping it and just getting completely
Right.
gone because like I want to be I'm using it medicinally for the most part, especially during the day, because it's more of like it curbs my nausea that I get from Adderall, which is a known side
Mm,
effect. It also brings back my appetite from the Adderall. But if I don't take the Adderall, you're not getting me to do my job. And that's really the hard part. People ask me like,
mm,
well, you're going to be doing that for the rest of your life. Well, no, I'm only doing it while I'm working. I don't need these substances like caffeine, Adderall, cannabis, even, because it's all being used to either relieve some sort of like ache or pressure from the job or stress, or it's used to
right.
motivate me to do something that I wasn't programmed as a human being to do. You're not sitting in front of a
Mm,
computer for 8 hours. It's just not something that we're designed to do.
right, right,
So
right.
like
I get that. I get that
I
entirely.
need
Yeah.
that. But yeah, anyway, so to your point, yeah, I mean, I don't really necessarily time it, but I do have like a schedule, if that makes sense. But it's less of like a timing thing. Like, okay, I'm going up now, so I'm not gonna go down because
Right.
I'll go sideways all day. I'll just do I trade like Ethereum has been. It's just like that, just sideways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
So it's like you would use them depending on the substance. You'd use them to hit your dopamine receptors at various points in the day. So like if you're trying to be motivated to do something that you wouldn't normally do, but you want to be consistent in doing it, you'll take the Adderall so you can do it and then remember, okay, I felt okay doing this. I can do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, and it's kind of the same with the other shit as well.
Yeah, so it's situational. So I take at least one Adderall every day because it keeps me baseline and it gives me the motivation to just like do the basic things like brush my teeth and make breakfast, because I kid you not, I will not do it, and I will get nauseously sick before I make myself food if I don't have the motivation to do it. And it's a common thing with people who struggle with ADD is like doing basic things requires so much dopamine that we don't have. That's because that's what it is. It's an
Mm,
executive dysfunction disorder, dopamine deficit. So we just don't have that pool of. So like think about it like this: every person with ADHD starts, or every person with or without starts their day with X amount of energy. The problem
okay.
is that we start the day at like half, and then once we take away that like little bit, it's gone, and the only way to get it back is through stimulants, like, or through like some sort of a dopamine
Got it.
hit,
Got it.
and your normal life isn't going to give that to you. So you have to, what you're literally doing is you're taking a stimulant that's putting like shocking your body, like stimulating
Mm,
it into a like dopaminergic style feeling. So that's why like it triggers your dopamine receptors to put you into this like stimulated mood. Yeah, you in the back.
Why won't your normal life give it to you? What about normal life doesn't provide enough dopamine?
It's not. It's not.
Sorry, what is normal life? Let me like
So like, well, so normal life meaning like getting up and doing normal tasks like getting dressed and
okay.
stuff like that. So
Right.
like normal life isn't. So even like going to my job or like playing with my dog, like these are some things that give small dopamine hits, but they're not enough to carry on and carry through.
Okay, let me rephrase my question. If you were Drake, would it be different?
Oh hell yeah! The thing is that the as an ADD person, if it's not new or novel,
Uh-huh.
I don't it if it's not like,
Uh,
it has to be like really interesting. Like if it's not like sex, drugs, or rock and roll, like I don't give a shit.
yeah.
So like I have to listen to
There you
like
go.
insane dubstep. I'm watching like skate films all while doing my job because that's what my brain requires to even care.
Mm,
Like that's why I can have four different things happening at once, because the two on the side are just to keep my brain here, because otherwise I'll be like doing this and then I'm already thinking about other stuff on the other side. So if you're not
uh,
if you don't use tools, like every person is different, but every person manages their ADD different. But for me, I find that with the use of like certain substances, but also the use of like meditation and working out, like these are other
mhm.
ways to get the same dopamine hits. And that's the part that I share with like my psychiatrist. Like I'm very open. Like these are my habits. This is my lifestyle. This is what I do. I even tell them to like what time of day.
Mm.
So it's really just finding what works for you. But to my point, I feel like these are kinds of things that you can't really tell people like they're not like what you were saying, like if you're an addict and then you see like from an outside perspective you see someone smoking weed but you don't realize that they had to go through so much just to get down
Right.
to weed, and it's not like, oh, you're a pothead. It's like, no dude, I'm trying to stay alive. um so back off. So yeah, it's kind of like, I think you just have to find what works for you and be okay with it, because I think that there's this weird like shame about needing like even not even like using substances such as antidepressants. Like I think that there's this weird stigma around people that are like, oh, you take a pill just to be happy. It's like, no, I take a pill just so I don't have these weird manic episodes where I think that the world is against me, and like because they're not,
Mm-mm.
but these are all thoughts we have because our emotions and our brain chemistry is not managed properly, and because of the food we eat, because of the social media we consume, and because of the just pressure to just exist in today's world, we need a little bit of help. And it's okay if you need help, and I don't just mean like get therapy, that's help. No, like if you need to take Adderall or if you need to
Yeah.
take a Xanax, like go for it. Like I don't think that you should feel bad. Like if you need to like spend within your budget but have retail therapy, like I think that spending on things that aren't practical but make you feel good. What is that? Oh, 5 hour energy, nice. Those are I've mixed feelings about those.
Me too, but right now I'm about to feel it, so that's all that matters.
Go for it.
But keep,
Yeah.
keep
But yeah, I think that, and that's kind of like what my point is in sharing my story, is like I think that it should be more accepted to um, just do what you need to do to get by, as long as it doesn't hurt other people, and it's not hurting you either. Like
mm,
if it's not hurting you financially, I think it's okay to go out and buy like, for me, like it's Pokemon cards. Like, is there a logical reason that I'm buying shiny cardboard? No. Like logic would tell me don't do that. That's a waste of money. But it makes me feel good and it's not hurting
right.
me financially. So and I think that if the more people lean into those kinds of things, the more like acceptance you'll find. Because I find that the more like the less awkward I am about my life, the less awkward people are towards me. Like it's only weird if you make it weird. That's one of my favorite sayings, is like,
I like that.
if you're not gonna be weird, then we're not gonna have a weird interaction. But if you start acting funny, that's how most people get caught by the cops, is they're just acting weird. Like stop acting, just be normal and be open.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I forget.
It's funny that like I had to go through like a lot of things in life, but most recently, acting class for school. I think I told you a couple
Really?
times
No, I didn't
already.
know that. That's dope.
Yeah, so it was like an elective, right? And it put me on track in terms, not on track, but it gave me a more well-rounded perspective on. Oh, for fuck's sake! Hold on,
What are you doing?
cancel. Can you still?
You're
Are we still
frozen.
live?
We're still,
Oh
yeah,
my
we're still
god.
live. I'm okay. Are you okay,
My computer just doesn't fucking enjoy being alive.
sir?
I don't think.
We need to get you a new computer.
Yeah, we do. I need to start doing OnlyFans. Just put my Amazon wish list up.
That don't even get me started, bro. I'm good on those female entrepreneurs, because quite honestly, I think it's dope. Like if you got dudes that are willing to pay you for shit that they can get for free, like hell yeah.
Bro, I'm messing with this girl right now, and she was like, she was telling me like, should I get a new computer? And her shit is fucked up. Her shit is cracked up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but like, why are you like, you can afford it? Why are you asking me? She's like, oh well, no, like one of my TikTok followers like offered to buy it for me, and I was like,
Okay.
and that should be a double yes, like. And she was like, I don't know, it just didn't feel morally right. And I was like, okay, you're on this platform to monetize these people, right? She was like, yes. I was like, you just skipped a step.
You turn the money into a product without having to do
You get what
anything.
I'm saying? Like you were gonna buy one anyways when these people check came through, so you might as well.
Damn, that's crazy. Like I didn't even think about that.
This is not going my way. I'm gonna just keep talking. I just let myself be frozen for a minute.
Okay, that's fine.
Uh,
Yeah, just let it ride.
what's it called?
Wait, what the hell did it just switched? Hold up. What? Oh, I just fucked up. Hold up. I might not be sharing. Okay, we're good here. Sorry. It's loading. Anywho,
Um,
um,
what's it called? What I was gonna say, kind of while you were talking, or to your point about
We were talking about money and computer. OnlyFans. Did you lose it? Did I lose you? Oh my god. Cloudy, say something. Alright, well. While you figure that out, I'm gonna do this track. I'm gonna put something on that. Hope y'all are having a great day out there. This is fun. We're gonna finish this track and y'all can. Oh, that's me. Why is that me? Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah, once this track is done, we're gonna put it out so y'all can rap on it, and we want to hear the best one. We'll make a post about it though. There's this cool thing called spectral resonator. Let's turn this bitch up. Yes, that.
Are we back?
What?
I said, are we back?
Are we though? Oh, there. Okay, yeah, we are.
Okay. Hold up. Bam.
Damn, there we go. Welcome back. I was just putting a spectral resonator on this.
I'm so glad that I could be replaced.
Replaced? What? No.
I'm kidding.
I'm killing
I'm
time.
kidding.
Well, not killing time because that's mean. Using
I'm
time.
joking.
How dare you joke at a time like this? There are people that are suffering out there.
There are people dying in Africa. How dare you make a joke?
Oh my god, that's my favorite one too. There are people dying in Africa, bro. There are people dying out there, like right now. let's get home
broccoli.
focused.
Just send my broccoli to somewhere.
Some broccoli.
But okay, what I was saying as my computer wanted me to stop talking was that there's always the people that like, okay.
Okay, here we go.
I'm aware that sacrifice is a presence in your life the same way it is in mine. Not the same way, but that it is in
It's yeah, it has its place.
You ever had, I know you have, somebody tell you, bro, sacrifice is important.
Of course.
Right?
I don't think they really know what they meant when they said it, but yeah.
Right. And to me, like I've learned, it used to piss me off more. I think now it kind of I let it ride off my shoulders because I understand it's whatever. But now I'm thinking about it now because most recently my currently friend ex girl said this to me, right? And it's primarily about my decisions to not practice monogamy, right? And I'm fully open with her about that. But it's just a choice I've made because I know that it's like it's the vice I've chosen to avoid the other vices.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean that whatever keeps you in check.
So I would be doing something else. I've kind of chosen to hurt myself less at the expense of somebody who might want to get close to me in that way for the time being.
But as long as you're honest, I think that's how you just avoid the pain altogether. It's like
I agree. And here's the thing. When I met her and she expressed interest, I was like, I will not be loyal to you. No. Right? And she like was okay, we can work with that. You know? clearly
3 months
bothers you,
later, why
right?
are you talking to her, bitch?
But my point is like she's saying, sacrifice is important. Da, 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 da. Like I've sacrificed things intentionally. I've sacrificed things unintentionally. I currently sacrifice things every day. My choice is this one vice because of the various other things that I do choose to sacrifice. And I still sacrifice that vice when it comes to my success. Like I'm not going over just getting some pussy like without getting my work done,
Yeah,
getting this done,
you
getting
gotta
that, getting
finish
some
your
money.
homework before you go out and play.
Right. Right. Exactly. And she like not she, but the in general, I'm good in that department. You get what I'm saying? So I think I'm kind of ranting because she pissed me off this morning. But
Okay, it's fresh. I feel you. That's that's fair. Um,
it came from a point of like you don't have to sacrifice much. Like she was sitting in here talking about like, well, I want to help you with your homework. I also want to go have a girls' night, and I want to like go out with my family today, but like I don't want to sacrifice anything. Like she said that to me this morning. I'm like, you have right. I'm like, you have
that's
to.
called. That's not even that. Okay, so that's just a. It's called an opportunity cost first and foremost.
Exactly. Exactly. And she's like treating that like it's like the biggest sacrifice. And then I'm like, you have to, if you don't sacrifice something, you'll never get anything done. And she was like, that's a lesson for both of us. I was like, bitch, shut the fuck
What?
up. Like
I
what
taught you that. Shut up.
the
Oh my god, that's so funny. I mean, but I get it though. Like, okay, so here's what I find that people have to go through, including us, is that
Mhm.
when you learn something new, you apply that shit to everything. You're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, and you're just like, it's like when you learn a new word, you're overusing it to the point where people are starting to get annoyed at you. Like, why are you using that word so much?
It's like when you get a new tattoo, you're like this all the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just did you, trying to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I think that once you get over that, like, once you find the happy medium of like how often you should be doing whatever it is that you've just started, then
Right.
I think that there's like an understanding there. But I think that if it's once you start like opening your mind and become and like I was the same way, man. Dude, if you met me when I was 23, 22 to 24, bro, I would have knocked myself out because I was so on my high horse because I was learning from multimillionaires how to build businesses. I was reading leadership books every day. I was leading a
Right.
group of 50 plus people, which is impressive, but that doesn't make me any better than anybody else. So, but
Sure.
I was just diving headfirst into like mentoring people. First off, half the people I talked to were just trying to ask me how my day was going. And I was just like, you know what you need to do? You need to, and they're just like, bro, I didn't ask. But it's kind of like that where it's like people are like, you could
Yeah.
really use this. And it's like, first off, I'm trying to order some coffee. So you need to step back. Secondly,
Right.
I don't know you. So yeah, it's to the point that you're making. It's like, I find that when everybody, including us, gets like starts really awakening to a new topic,
Hmm.
subject, mindset, perspective, that like you're almost like, yeah, everybody's at the same level as me. So like I can
Right.
kind of
Right.
see where
Right.
that's coming from. Like, oh yeah, like we
But
could.
you're so right. You're so right, bro. Because I not like in a different way. I've been there. I'm sure I'll be there again.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know what I mean? I'm 100%. And now I just feel like I'm at a level of understanding where even when I learn a new thing, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not the only person who knows this thing. And also, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna like try and act as if I know everything about it just because I just learned it.
No, I'm not going to
You
try and
get
educate everybody on this new thing I just
right.
learned, which is I
I
understand
was
that.
so I was so much there. I was there with philosophy like crazy, and I know I was fucking annoying, bro, because I would oh my god, every
Everything
conversation
was
I
a
had,
debate, man. You're just like,
everything I had to be like, no, but this applies to your soul, and like it was just fucked up. And now, but I see it because it's like I see it in her now,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh God, why did you do this to me, God? Like
It's
why?
well, it took for
But
me. It took my dad. Literally, this was I want to say in the last 3 years. It took my dad looking at me because I was like, you should do this and you should do that, and he was like, that may work for your life, but I don't live your life. So
right.
I'm gonna do what works for me. And that's when I was like, wow, I just tried to educate somebody on a life that they don't live. So that's
Hmm.
annoying.
Hmm.
Like I'm
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
person now.
Like, bro, I was sitting with her last night, right? And we're watching. I pulled up like this funny like little dating YouTube video thing,
Okay.
and she's like, It's basically, you know who the side men are?
Sidemen?
Yeah, you ever heard of them?
Mm-mm.
like a big YouTube, one of the biggest YouTube group in the UK, and
Not familiar.
they do a thing. They do a thing where they have like they call it like 20 women versus one side men, and it's
Okay.
like right, they put one guy out there and they had to give him an earpiece, and like the rest of the side men are sitting back in this booth, and they have one guy out there with his earpiece in, and he like 20 women walk in a room. He goes like yes or no, I want to date you, I don't want to date you, and then they all get to pick if they want to date him, and then the ones that stay like
Interesting.
go on a date with him like a speed date,
Yeah.
but like
It's like Next
he,
for the
but
21st century. Do you
yeah,
remember
but the
Next?
thing is, before he goes out for every, I don't know what that is.
Okay, that's fine. Continue.
Before he goes out for every date, they like instruct him on what to do, right? So like, it'll be like comedy, right?
So sidemen. So it's literally it's like it's a wingman while he's going through this process.
It's only one thing that they do, but yes,
Okay.
yes. So, anyways, we're watching this thing now. I'm going on a tangent, bro. This is so funny to me. I'm like hearing myself, but it's okay.
That's what
Um,
it's all about.
we're watching this thing, right? And it's like the dude's cool. She's not like too judgmental with the guy, but every single girl that comes up, and there's two factors you have to keep in mind with a show like this. One, it's a show. Everybody's trying to be entertaining.
Yep.
Then also two, um, because of that, because of the environment it is, like the layer of I met you in a club in a bar on the street is knocked down. So you've kind of gotten past that. Now you're like, all right, fuck it. I know you, you know me. For the sake of the show, I'll just be more
Gotcha.
me. I'll just let myself be a little vulnerable for entertainment's sake,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
So it's less of a front and more so just like I don't care what people think type situations,
Yep.
right? Um, this lovely female sitting beside me is watching this show like astounded by the various personalities of these women, right? And she's like, um, she's expecting each of them to hold themselves to the exact same standard,
Those are people on
and that's
TV.
it. It almost clicked in my head in that exact moment. I was like, two things. One, that's your standard, and two, you haven't even put like that's a fake standard.
Yeah. No.
Like,
There's
like
yeah. There. You.
she's taking a pic in the mirror with the nice top on and sweatpants under here, and she expects like everybody to hold themselves to the nice blouse standard. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. No, that's a
First
lot
of
of
all,
people though.
before you do that, put your full dress on. And second of all, remember you bought that dress for you. You
Damn,
know,
that's a good
but
analogy.
I was like watching this shit occur, and I was like, I almost wanted to just leave, but you know,
I gotta go. I got a thing. It's like 11 o'clock. Yeah, I forgot this thing.
but it like clicked. It clicked this morning when I got back and got this note. I was like, in a younger like my first reaction, I was finna rip this note up and be like, this bitch tripping. But my second reaction was like, I'm not gonna like I understand where she's coming from. I honestly appreciate it. She's trying her best right now,
Yeah,
and I love God too much to rip a piece of paper up that she was talking about God. You know what I mean? So I just crumpled it and put it in the trash.
learning
But
moment for you right there. And that's the
you
more
know,
moments you have like that, the more reinforcement you build, and it just becomes one of those. It for me, it's about keeping my metaphorical karma cup full because I feel like
okay,
in those moments where nobody's watching and you have a choice to be an asshole or be immature, and you choose not to, it's almost like you're reinforcing in your own head that you're a good person, so you'll be more likely to make that decision in the future. And B, I feel like that is where the whatever you want to call it, the Holy Spirit, or the maybe not the Holy Spirit, but like the energy of goodness, like the just the overall. And that's why I use karma, because it's the most like intangible thing I can think of that's expresses what I'm talking about. But yeah, just being a good person when no one's watching, I feel like that adds up, and that adds to your riches both in heaven and here on earth. Because I think that if you can, like, I always look back and say that, like, if you can put your cart back after going shopping, you're probably a decent person. Like, and not to say if you
which Okay,
Like yeah,
like
like
pulling back.
yeah, put it back in the cart corral. Don't just leave it in the parking lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
right, right.
if you do that, whatever. I don't know, but it's just a good analogy. It's like the doing the thing because you know it doesn't matter because they hire someone to go do that, and that's what I used to say
Right.
too. And I'm like, they hire someone to do that, and it's like, first off, if I was that dude, I wouldn't want more work just because I work there to do that. Secondly,
Right, right,
that
right.
doesn't justify the fact that you brought the cart out of the store. The least you could do is put it in a parking spot that they specified. And I'm not like dying on this hill. Like I'm not gonna go. I don't put my cart away because it's too far. Whatever, dude. I don't care. But just like being willing to
Right.
do the stuff that you know doesn't matter in the long run, but it does to somebody else. But you'll never get any sort of accolade for that. Like no one's cheering you on as you put your shit back. No one's like, you're not going to get any accolades for it. It's like donating without posting it on the internet. Like you're not going to get
Yeah.
accolades for it. So
I don't know. I don't like those videos where they're like, I just gave
that's
$150
it.
to
But
homeless.
it because you know it's like it's likely fake, and even if it's not, it's like why did you really donate? Did you donate because you wanted to change that person's life, or because you wanted clout or internet karma? And that's I feel like that almost is anti to the whole point. But
I agree, bro.
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Like I feel like I've definitely thought about it because I wanted to do the whole make merch
Mm-hmm.
and give it to homeless people first,
Oh,
and
nice.
but so I thought about it, but I was like, okay, I'm doing a good, but why am I really doing this
You're
good?
just making them billboards. That's okay. You're getting free
No, bro, like
billboards.
it's not okay, bro. It's not okay. Like because it's unwilling. It's like put it like this. It's like here's this blanket, but like you're promoting my shit. Like, no, that's weird to me. You know?
I,
But if
it
maybe
doesn't give a
if
good feeling. Like you're not going to see a homeless dude with a cloudy blanket and be like, "Oh, Cloudy's such a great guy. Let me buy his music."
you feel me?
That's I mean that's an interesting route, but I definitely have seen people try to take that route. But anyway,
Yeah.
before
It felt more
it's
like an
self-serving.
excuse. Yeah, an excuse to serve self, and I just didn't want to do that.
Yeah, don't do
But
that.
I also I definitely saw like there's good and a bad in it. I think it's more like it's like when you give, you shouldn't expect to get.
Well, if you give to get, then you're not really giving. You're
My point.
yeah,
My
it's a
point.
transaction again. I think if you do anything in life transactionally other than literal transactions, you're really shortchanging yourself because you're only focused on the personal gain and or benefit, and you're not willing to like you're not looking at the big picture. You're not willing to let someone else win. Again, it's just self-serving. It's just like I don't know. I think that and all of these things we've talked about today are things that you just have to go through life to find out. And I like the fact that you've kind of landed in these perspectives this early on in your life, like or this early on in our lives. Like it's really it's one of those things where it's gonna take a lot of as much as you have to remember that the bottom isn't the bottom, you also have to remember that you're also a person when you get to the top. I think that's the biggest struggle of people that
You
are
said you're a person. You're a person when you get to the top.
yeah. So like you're the same
Oh
person
yeah.
you were when you started as you are when you reach the top. But
Right.
I think that just as much as remembering that tomorrow is another day, and just because today is a bad day doesn't mean that your life is bad. The other
Right.
side of it is remember that just because your life is really really good right now that it might not stay that way. We hope it does, but life is all about ups and downs. So that's kind of why I have this tattoo is like
All right.
yeah, God is greater than the highs and lows is even if you don't like look at it from a perspective of God, but like life itself, the energy and like the purpose of life is greater than like the ups and downs of what you're going to experience. And remembering that is so crucial to not just life, but especially life as an artist or creative because you're gonna go through it. Like there are gonna be times where people are like cheering your name quite literally sometimes, and then there are gonna be times where nobody even cares that you exist,
Yeah.
and that's just the raw like fate of it. But that's why being a creative is so for me so enjoyable because there are so many different multitudes of feelings and emotions, and if you let
Yeah.
yourself feel for a moment, you'll get much more out of your experience here than if you just kind of like go through life like a, B, C, D, 29.99,
Yeah.
39.99 stocks and bonds and like fuck what is all that anyway? It's just man-made
I
bullshit
agree.
to keep you
I
busy.
agree wholeheartedly.
Anyway, let me get
It's
off my
like
soapbox.
no, it's cool. I think Okay, people like you, and even not like you, but people who have been through a multitude of things in life can look at me and get this a little more. I'm gonna keep going back because I'm okay. The reason I've learned a lot from this girl is because I'm not used to people who have been so sheltered to the extent that she was. And it's not even that, it's not that she lived a life, she traveled a lot, came
Yeah,
from,
but you
but
could
like
be
she
super
came,
sheltered. Like if you don't deal with the streets, if you're not like going out and
yeah,
like if you are protected, that's literally what sheltered is. Like you're
right.
not you have people, your parents, your friends, whoever that are just protecting you from the real like darkness of life.
Yeah. And I think it's different for a female.
Oh
It's
hell yeah,
okay.
especially a female in
It's
LA, dude.
okay.
I
Right.
could not even imagine the type of beauty standards that they have to like keep up with in their head. Like I
Well, yeah, that's a whole other thing.
yeah.
So her in her case, she's from all over Europe, right? She's been traveling, like she's not from LA.
Okay.
But I've never found LA girls are not for me. But
Okay.
um she lived, she's been all over. She's been in nice places, been in shitty places. But there's always like it shows itself in this one thing that she would tell me. She's like, you should always be generous, which I agree with, right?
Yeah,
And
I
she'd
mean
say she'd
situationally, but
say
yeah.
like, right, situationally, and she'd go, something like, her perspective was, she asked me this question, right? She was like, if you are dead broke, you have no money in your pocket, right? And then somehow, you manage to hustle, manage to find a little way, make some out of nothing, and you get a loaf of bread,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now you can survive. You have this loaf of bread, you get another week to live off this bread and figure out another week of life, right? And then you see another person, who like maybe like a young boy, right? Who's also starving, maybe a couple years younger than you, um, sitting like not really sure what to do. She said, "Would you give him some bread?"
I would show them how to get bread.
Thank you. Okay, you gave her. That was my response, right? She goes, "That's so selfish, right?" And right, right, right.
Okay.
Now listen, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Um, because she comes from a perspective of everybody has a little bread to give.
Damn, that is so powerful because not
It's
everybody
like
has that. And if you don't,
not everybody has. She's like, we even made it more real life. She was like, um, if your best friend needs to eat, and there's and you have $20, are you gonna give him 10? It's like, if he's about to die, sure, but like if he's just hungry and all I have is $20, I'm not giving him $10.
I mean,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
no,
Like,
it's not.
you get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. Like some people literally don't have that money, like, or literally don't have it or can't afford to give it. And then it also depends on, like, if you're looking at your life on a grander scale. It's like, I know myself, and I know that I'm a big proponent of sharing when I have abundance. I will never be stingy when I have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that in myself time and time again. I don't even have to question it. When I have nothing, you're not getting anything, because then I won't be able to get a lot to
You got to
give
fill
you.
your cup first, dude. You can't pour from your
Exactly.
cup if
Like,
your
why
cup's
would
not
why would I
full.
give you half of what I have nothing, so you can also have half of nothing, when I could get a lot and you could have a third of a lot, which is a lot more than half of nothing.
That maths.
That maths up, right? That
Yeah.
maths the fuck up.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm like, and that's like what I mean when I say, like, she's not wrong, but she just doesn't get it,
it's
you know?
tough too. And that's again, it's one of those things that like you really just it's you there's so many like fables and stories about like a king's son that goes out into the city and sees poverty and is like, "Oh, is this what real
Right.
life is like?" Like that kind of thing. Like when you get out there and like you meet someone that's busting their ass just to make ends meet for their family of like two kids and a wife, like they're living on one income in a small apartment with like a bunch of other families. Like I've lived in that.
Right.
I've literally lived in an apartment that cost me $900 a month in South
Right.
Florida and it was a 900 square foot, basically a studio. But
Hmm.
every one of my neighbors was like a family of like seven, and they were just like all like packed into this place, and it was like it was the hood. Like there was a double homicide with a machete across the street. Like no, and like there was bodies slumped out and stuff all the time. But like
Right.
I came from the area where like that would never happen. Like my parents were very like, hey, like let's give because we have. But again, it's because we had to give. But once I was out on my own, like I saw that and people were like, bro, you have it to give, and I'm like, no, I think you're misunderstanding what's happening here. I had when I was with my parents, but now I'm on my own building my own nest egg and I don't have to give right now. So like no. Like just because I look like I can give, and that's another thing is like you don't know. Just because someone looks like they can give doesn't mean they can, and just because someone looks like they can't give does not mean that they can't. Like perspective, I know that don't judge a book
Thank
by
you,
its
bro.
cover, but I think that you can
Bro.
also, again, back to the everybody's armed, everybody's smarter than me. Like you really have to just give people the benefit of the doubt in the beginning until you are able to suss it out. I mean, once you see that clearly they're unarmed and they're not quite intelligent, then you can do what you need
Right.
to do. But
Right.
anywho, in the interest of time, I do want to like do a little bit of work on this track just because I think you got like a little less than 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Yeah, we good. Go ahead. Let's do it.
But yeah, good chats. But what I did was I moved the piano up or keys up a notch, and then I made them like spectral. There's this thing called a spectral resonator that basically spreads the sound out. Here, I'll show you what it sounds like, and that's from the keys.
Okay.
So
Can you like dampen it just a bit?
yeah. I'm gonna tweak it, but I was tweaking it while you were gone, and that's what I ended up with. But I'm gonna play with it on loop and see what I can get. Hold on, let me loop it first. Looped, play, unsoloed. Yeah. Ugh. There's like this weird thing at the end that I really liked. Hold on. It's too low. Hold on. Mm-mm. I want to keep it kind of like high on the tinny end, but I want it to fill out also.
I like that.
The higher end or the lower?
Higher.
Higher, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me see what this sounds like. It's got too much of something, but once I figure it out, it's gonna sound good. Yeah, now it's too loud, but if I melt it in there. Yeah. Hmm.
On a whole separate note, idea just struck.
Yeah.
Could you like maybe for our next beat, next project, could you sample Candy Rain?
If I know what that is, what is Candy Rain?
My love, do you
Hold on.
ever dream of
You want the instrumental or you want the vocal
the vocal? You don't
by
have to do it right now.
no,
I just like
I
that
wanna
idea.
is it by Soul for Real?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanna hear it. Hold on.
Can
No.
raindrop, please don't
My
blame
ads are
my
playing.
love.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's a good one. That instrumental or that vocal is probably everywhere. Do you say instrumental or vocal? Sorry, I forgot.
Vocal,
Yeah,
vocal.
I got the vocal. I got that.
My another producer friend of mine sent me a beat that's like the same BPM, same type of flow. So I'm doing like a halfway cover of it. Like I'm using the flow of those
Oh
vocals to
yeah,
like
like Wayne did that on the Carter 3 with one of the tracks.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited. But like that, bro, this song that's like my favorite oldie for real.
that's a good one. Yeah. All right. I wanted to add another hat to this, but let me dial this key in real quick.
All right.
I think it's too prominent, but I like the sound, like the texture we've got. I kind of want it to be like almost like a static, so like in the back. Oh, I just thought of something else too. I'm gonna put a, what is that called? I forgot already, so it doesn't matter. Let me turn out the resonator and use a time warper instead. All right, I'm gonna play it back. I'm gonna play the whole thing just so I can get a better idea of what this.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. That's not the beginning. Fuck.
Always wanna talk, but you never want the smoke. If you flashing all the guns on your live, you a joke. Can't be posting up with bodies when you never ever roll. I'll be pressed to find a shooter who be lacking in the soul. Always wanna talk, but you never want the smoke. If you flashing all the guns on your live, you a joke. Can't be posting up with bodies when you never ever roll. I'll be pressed
Can
to
you
find a shooter.
What?
after the first four? Can you start leading in with some maybe
Hats?
not the 808?
The
Yeah, maybe
hats
some
and
hats.
stuff? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Shit. There. What the fuck? No, that's not the right button. Put it here. Copy.
Can't be posting up with bodies when you never ever roll. I'll be pressed to find a shooter who be
Not the kicks. I think I'll do the. Well, maybe. Let me just do the snares too.
posting up with bodies when you never ever roll. I'll be pressed to find a shooter who be lacking in the soul. Always wanna talk, but you never want the smoke. If you flashing all the guns on your live, you a joke. Can't be posting up.
What if I did like took the kicks out completely until the 808 went through a whole cycle? So like this is what it would be.
Posting up with bodies when you never ever roll. I'll be pressed to find a shooter who be lacking in the soul. Always wanna talk, but you never
Yeah.
want the smoke. If you flashing all the guns on your live, you a joke. Can't be posting up with bodies when you never ever roll. I'll be pressed to find a shooter.
I feel like we should put more like we should shrink the 808s a bit and do a few more punches of them.
Like after
Like-
the one or completely?
Like start it from where the 808s come in.
Yeah, okay.
Always wanna talk, but you never want the smoke. If you flashing
Well, so that's where the kicks are. These are the right here. So
Can you bring the kicks up a bit?
up, like louder.
Yeah, or make them hit hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I can make them hit harder. So the way I would do that is I would just side chain them. So let me do that real quick. What is that called? Glue. Side chain from the kick.
I like this Discord setup too now because I can actually pull this up and see what the fuck you're doing without it lagging 20 seconds behind.
I'm so like this is. I'm so glad we figured that out because I was pretty not about it. Let's see. YNG kick. Okay. And then we'll do a threshold. Side chain from. Yeah, that's right. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that like lead in. like that a lot better. So I think what I'll do is I'll do a breakdown and then I'll do another chorus and then it'll be done.
Okay. I'm down to you got a little bit more time. You can keep working. I'm writing some shit up right now.
Okay, yeah, cool. I mean, just let me know when you gotta go and we can cut it. But
I got you. I'm getting a vibe of like another Hato type track. Like this gonna be
yeah. I'm excited.
be hard.
I love that. So I want more percussion, but I'm gonna wait to see where it shows. Oh, didn't mean to stop it. My bad. And then it would go into a breakdown. I would probably do just the bass and then just the kicks. Just that. Yes. That's off, but yes, that. Okay. And then I would do something that's like a switch up that's like faster, like
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I love that. Okay, let me do the hats real quick. Hat. It's too loud. Fuck me. Open. Yeah, there we go. Open track, good shit.
What does the word embellish mean?
It's like like if you go fishing and you catch a 7-inch fish, you would embellish the story by saying it was a 12-inch fish.
Got it.
You're just like
okay.
You're like adding a little bit more you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's embellishing. Let me see the quickness. With the quickness, getting down with the quickness. Yeah. Let's see how small can we go. Yeah. I think that's right. Yes. Okay, and we'll do that. I missed. I just gotta scoot it back. Right? Yeah. None of those. What the? That sounds fun. Hold up. Let me see what that sounds like. That's not what I want, but that's fun.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a closed hat. I don't know why I'm trying fucking with these. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll get it. There it is. Yes. I can almost do triplets. Hold up.
Ooh.
Triplets. Oh, yes. Hold up. Nope. We'll do a 3 and then 2. Leave me alone. Drunk as fuck. You dumb as fuck. But with the rest of the church. That wasn't it. Mm-mm. There we go. Yeah, we'll keep that roll going. Yes. Oh, yes, that's what I wanted. Maybe not, but it sounds good anyway. It gets off, but that's what I was aiming for, essentially. Fun. F is for friends that do stuff together. U is for uranium. Bomb. Plankton. No. Why does that snare sound so much more prominent now? Oh, I just wasn't listening for it. That's why.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, I'm trying to find that. Yo, what? It's gone? Oh, it's green now. What the fuck? It went from purple to green. That's why it fucked me up. But I think that I'll take this.
It feels like there was a lot going on for a second.
Oh, there was. It's because there was the vocal, and then there's the. So maybe I'd cut that synth stutter and make room for the new element. So go from this to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that way it's less like, blah. It's also not mixed for shit, but you know. We don't do that around these parts. I gotta switch up those hats too. They're boring as shit. So I gotta figure out how to make those two work together. I think, yeah, because that transition is too like, it's right back to this.
Which part?
Huh?
Which part?
This part, so it goes from like, here, I'll just take it from. When the current synth drops out, that's the problem.
I hear you. Can you maybe switch the two?
What do you mean?
Like have the part that's playing now come in first, and the part we just heard come in second.
Yeah. Hold on, let me. So what I would do is just okay. So switch everything that's.
Just of that second, like the third, like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So then it would
Yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got you. Okay. Be here. Let me just see where I wanted it. So I wonder if I could do it, like while the breakdown's happening, have them both playing, and then take it out and go back to the original synth. So like. Like reintroduce it. And then get rid of the other one.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
So let me just play it in context. Well, I'm gonna let it ride for one more because it's kind of abrupt, unintentionally. So I need to insert time. I just did a reel on this. How the fuck? Control I. That is not what I meant to do. Oh crap. Command I. Yes. And we'll add a bar. Perfect. And then we'll give this breathing room. Boom. Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right. I think we're good to call it unless you wanted to add more.
You want to run it from the top one time?
Yeah, let's do it. Let me add the final pieces. So I'm gonna do some touch-ups. I'm just like burnt from the day.
I feel you.
Um,
Let me see if you just play like when you're done with what you're doing, play it from the top one time. I'll see how much I can write before it ends. I think I'm about to have like an 8 done. And you
oh,
can touch it
nice.
up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's why I was asking. If you just want me to play it, I can do that. But
Yeah. And then I'll see what I like. When is it? Before our next stream, I'll see if I can like record this 8, and then we'll go from there. Keep touching.
cool. Beginning. Yeah.
Always wanna talk, but you never want the smoke. If you flashing all the guns on your live, you a joke. Can't be posting up with bodies when you never ever roll. I'll be pressed to find a shooter who be lacking in the soul. Always wanna talk, but you never want the smoke. If you flashing all the guns on your live, you a joke. Can't be posting up with bodies when you never ever roll. I'll be pressed to find a shooter who be lacking in the soul.
Yeah, I'm liking this a lot, bro.
Cool.
I'm liking this a lot. I'm gonna hit it with something like, never get out of my element. Dope is as white as an elephant. Can't love you, I'm in love with vitamins. I never settle for settlements. Every time I hear you speak, you embellishing. Varsity trapping, no letterman. Strawberry daiquiri setting in. Some shit like that. Like I'm gonna just go in like
Yes, my
this
boy.
gonna be
Yeah.
hard.
All right. Good shit. Was there anything that you wanted to adjust on this, or you like it?
I'm gonna let you touch it up, and I'll just see what I go more from there.
Okay, cool. And then once it's like done and whatever, then we can talk about like posting it and see if anyone else wants to hop on it and kind of.
Yeah. What I'm thinking will be dope is like, because this is our thing. Like I'll put a hook on it. Right now, like we almost do like an open verse challenge.
Yes,
Yeah.
open verse challenge.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we'll do.
It'll be fire. So yeah, touch it up. Send it through before next stream. I'll put the hook on it before next stream, and then we'll like play it, talk about it, do the open verse by next stream,
So
or maybe
the only
Okay.
I have in the calendar that our next stream is on Tuesday. Are we still doing that?
Let me make sure I can. Tuesday the 2nd.
Yes.
What time?
I have 6:30 your time. I'm also leaving for a road trip and won't be back until the following week.
Right.
So that's why I
Can
think
we
we did that.
can we do any earlier in the day?
Earlier in the day? Let me
Yeah.
see. Like 5?
I'm thinking like, well, you're gonna be at work, huh?
Yeah. I'm the only time I'd be able to do it like during the day is probably like Wednesday because I'm technically off. I'll just be packing. But other than that, yeah. I mean, we don't have to. Like, I don't want to push it. Because again,
You're
there's
right. I
no.
do want to try and get this. I want to get like, because your road trip is gonna be the rest of next week, right?
Yeah, basically after Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to try and get this out there so we can give people the time where you're
So let's
gone to
do
like.
it then. What can you do Wednesday?
I can make if I get the chance to record this before because I won't be home. So like, say you can touch this up, send it to me. I record,
And then
and then
we
I
can
can
like
have that
play it in the
track
chat.
ready to play on stream. Like mid, I won't be here, but I can jump on the live middle of the day, 1 my time.
So like 11 my time. Yeah.
Yeah. No, doesn't that go the other way around?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. You said what time? 1,
1 my time, so it'd be 3 your
3.
time.
Um.
Earliest I could do would be 12:30, so 2:30 for you.
Let me. Well, let's talk about this offline. I gotta find out when I'm actually leaving. I don't know what time we're at.
Okay.
Because we might be leaving earlier than I thought. So,
Oh, I got
but we'll lock it down and we'll post about it for sure. But yeah, we'll chat offline. But yeah, good stream for sure. Made some progress on this. Got to hear you out and chat about some great
you. Excited.
learning opportunities.
This is gonna be like a culmination of what we've been doing this whole time. Like it won't be the end, but it'll be like, you know what I mean, it's like almost like our first season in a sense.
Yeah,
It's
no,
cool.
that's a really good way to look at it. Like the first season of Rec Center is really starting to come together. So I think that
Yeah.
once we get this out there and start to build some community around the project, we'll really start to see it flourish. I bid you adieu. All right, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna hop off here because I've been in front of the computer all day. But definitely good chatting with you, and I'll text you what my availability is.